laptop. So I'll wait for everybody to see me. Hello, hello, how you guys doing? Happy Friday night. And I haven't seen any comments or anything. I had to change my shirt, so I didn't scare you guys. I was in a dirty t-shirt that I was painting in. I was like, oh my goodness, Vicky, you gotta get your act together. How you guys doing? Happy Friday night. So just give me a second to pull up my YouTube because I can't see any comments till I open that up. Any big hot plans for the weekend? How you guys doing? How's your week gone? I was just painting and then went, oh man, look what time it is. I gotta get my butt in gear. So now my butt's in gear. And now I see you. Hello, everybody. Hi, Julie. Hi, Kari. Hi, Gracie, Wendy. Hello, Natalie. Oop. Hi, Sharon. How we doing? Got to turn this light on. Isn't on yet either. Can you hear me? Everything's good? There we go. There we go. Normally I've got my stuff together, right, today?
Simon printed it for you.
Thank you, Simon. Simon printed my page for me that my printer wasn't working. Nothing was going right? But I'm here, and we're gonna make some art and do some things tonight. How's everybody doing? You're new here. Hello, sweet tea. I love it. Hello, New Zealand. How are you? It's Saturday morning in your part of the world, right? Hello, Kim. How are you? Kimberly Randall. This is wrapping up our mixed media and art journaling month of, what month is this? March. We're wrapping up our stack of art that I got done where I haven't even had the opportunity to do like a lot of extra. I'll tell you, I did work on something today, just now before I went, oh crap, Vicky, look what time it is. Go get your stuff together. And I did this one just now. Did that one just now with watercolor. And I love it. I love it. Turned out fun using all the different mediums. So tonight our focus is arches, right? Was there something? I didn't even look at it. I think it's just arches, right? What did it say when you guys came on here tonight? This is what you're going to get tonight. This is what you're going to get. A little crazy, Vicky. But I believe it's arches, right? So I have some ideas. We're going to do some things and have some chats. Arches and rainbows, yep. Have some chats, and I want to know how you're feeling about this week. If you have participated, if you're planning on participating, if you have any questions, I would love to hear all about all of the things and have a nice chat on our Friday night. And I want to hear favorite color palettes, what you'd like to see in the future on these lives. You thoroughly enjoy Crazy Vicky. It's good because otherwise I don't know if you're going to stick around because it really is what you get. It's what you get, right? Today started off crazy day. I thought it was Thursday. So I had a hair appointment. So on Friday, but I thought it was Thursday. So my hairdresser of 30 years sent me a message and she said, are you on your way? And I'm like, no, I'm on my way tomorrow. And then I went, oh crap. Today's Friday. Give me a minute. I'm going to run out the door. So yeah, that is how my day started. So Simon got me up at 5:30. That is now my wake up time, is pretty much 5:30 because I don't know what you guys are like, but if I wake up, that's it. It's over. I can't go back to sleep. So now my wake up time is 5:30. So I'm aiming for 10:30 bedtimes, and I can get lots accomplished in the morning, right? So I don't know how your day went, but that's kind of the lowdown on how Vicky's day started and how things are going. And it kind of gives you an idea, right? Is that I thought it was Thursday. And it hasn't gone super well since then. So let's get into the art. I'm going to flip the camera. I'm happy that you guys are joining me, whoever's here. I didn't put a reminder out. I didn't post anything. I was just hoping everybody remembered because these were all planned. It is what it is, right? I love this process, and I've been watching several episodes in little pieces, but hoping to go back and try all of these episodes when I am back in my studio next month. It'll be fun, and even just sketch and kind of plan it, even if you can't pull your paints out. Start looking at like artists that you love and things you want to try. I want to do a whole series on like inspired by, because there's lots of people out there, right? That it's definitely none of this is new, and I don't know how many ideas are unique or special or different. It's just somebody putting it all together, so you try the things, right? Can't wait to cruise with you in October. That's going to be so much fun. That's going to be so much fun because we are going to Nova Scotia and New Brunswick and lots of fun places, right? Volume is a little low. Let me move my mic closer because now I'm using a mic, but it's not super close to me. So give me a second, and when I flip the camera, tell me if the volume improves. So just give me a sec. Boop. All right. So that wasn't even a terrible Blair Witch, but it's a little farther away from me because I had moved it. So let me move it closer to me and tell me if, whoop, there's my belly. And tell me if it's better. I think the volume's up as far as it'll go. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Is it good now? Yes. Who knows what happened? I didn't press any buttons on the mic, but the mic was muted. Okay, we're good. Thank you, friends. Yeah, I have no clue what happened there. Again, just a girl in her basement trying to do the things, but sometimes, man, sometimes, right? So for tonight, let's make a little plan. So I'll sketch out some different kind of options. So we could do something that are just kind of big loose arches, right? Technology is so fun, right, Lisa? And I didn't touch anything. I have no clue. Well, all I did was try to turn up the volume, but I did not touch the mute button. But I'm glad I looked over at the screen because otherwise I would have been talking to myself and not even had a clue. So we can do some very just loose arches, right? Where we can go in, do some arches, join arches from a different direction. I think that this one would be a fun one with acrylic, right? And just kind of do like maybe some rainbow arches like that. And then you could still do your art marks, right? Your mark making. So there are just random arches. So random arches. We could do arches that are just like a series of arches, right? Where we come and do stuff like this and then build on it, right? And what I think would be fun with this, because we've done this in like randomly in a smaller pattern, but how fun would just random arches like that be? And then you could do all kinds of different art marking, mark making in the arches, right? Dots. I think that could be fun, right? Lines, squiggles or polka dots, X's. So I think something like that could be funny. Could be funny. It could be fun, right? It is very kind of Zentangle idea. you could get right into that and do a little bit of Happy Frickin' Friday. I love it, Teresa. You could get into like a whole crosshatch, right? With your Zentangles. We'll have to do like a whole series on Zentangles as well, I think. Is everyone out there familiar with Zentangle? It's just a more elaborate form of doodle. It is very relaxing. I kind of love it. Okay, so we have something like this. We could do even where you do a line. So how fun would this be? I think this would be a fun one. And where we can do rainbow, but maybe like, what's that show called? Where what is that? I just was talking about it today. Where it's the underworld. What is the one that's on Netflix that all the kids are loving? And the girl in it married John Bon Jovi's son. I forget what that's called. You know what I'm talking about. You know the show I'm talking about on Netflix, where the alien thing lives underground. So we could do that, and then you could even do it where one is a warm and one is a cool in the bottom. I think that could be fun. You could do traditional rainbow, right? We could even do like we did before where you mask it off, right? Mask it off, and each one of your squares could have a different kind of arch, whatever you want to do. I think that could be fun too, right? Maybe an arch like this, an arch like this. So that could be fun. Traditional rainbow. Stranger Things, you know what I'm talking about, right? You are a certified Zentangle teacher. Of course you are, Serenity. That is freaking awesome. So yeah, kind of like a Stranger Things, right? It doesn't have to be like sunshine and rainbows and like horror in the basement. But whatever you want to do, that could be fun. You could get where you're doing just kind of like a loose representation, right? Kind of doodled arch. So maybe even just painting the background in watercolor, but then going in with your marker and doing something like that, right? With arches. So whatever you want to do, I for sure want to do this one tonight. I kind of want to do a fast one of the loose arches. Hola, Lizette in Puerto Rico. I try to be a roller of the R, but I probably embarrass myself every single time. So what are you guys thinking? What are you going to play along with? Because anything that I'm doing, you could do in just a small scale. Like all of these could be represented in your study squares, right? Study squares could be really fun. So let's do the things. I have a small page. I'm going to start with this with some acrylic. And I'm going to do those kind of loose arches. And I think I'm going to do the loose arches that are just kind of not like a perfectly ovally arch. They're just going to be kind of rando arches. What do you think? Rando arches. So the other thing, do I have it here? Okay, I wanted to play with some of my matte acrylic gel with the acrylics and see if it helps them flow a little bit better. Do you have to use this? No, you can still stick with water. But I have it right in front of me, so I'm like, I'm going to try it. So what color palette? I would like to go in, you know, I want to use some of that neon pink, and I think I would like to dirty up some of my colors. I don't think I want this all rainbow-esque, even though it's rainbow-esque. Hello, Carrie. How are you? There's lots of friends here. Old school, been around for a long time, V-Boo crew. And what's nice, and there's lots of new people joining us. So let's do the things. I think I'm going to go pretty large brush. You know what else I want to use? Is maybe some black tonight. So how about some black, and we'll do some of the indigo. This is Prussian blue. Maybe some turquoise. For sure, some of the fluorescent pink. Let's just do the things. Hello from Perth. I love it. Hi, Nicole. How are you? Good morning. Down under. Love it. So I'm going to, instead of just all water, let's see what happens if I blend this with a little bit of the matte medium. If we're going to get a little bit smoother application of paint. So let's do the things. I'm going to turn it like this. And I am going to start with kind of a random brush mark. Oh, I'm digging it. So I'm going to go over that one more time. So there's one like that. Let's tie, we'll just keep the paint there. You just hiked 3.5 miles and you're ready to relax. I love that, Jessica. I was saying on Wednesday, just where you can join it for the classes, but I don't have the bike because it's for the treadmill. I'm walking on it. And I'm very happy because I did 5 walks this week. 5 or 4? 5 walks. I walked every day this week. So I'm very proud of myself. I've been doing that with my friend, Lil Concar, and I'm very proud to say that I did 5 walks this week. So I'm right there with you. It feels good. I start my morning remember that I'm up at the crack of dawn with the devil cat. So I have been doing some walks and really enjoying it. So I get why you had a great time on your hike. It's fun, right? Do you have iFit for the treadmill? It changed my life. I'm doing the Peloton. I think that's the same kind of idea, right? So I'm going to turn my brush and start it this way. I'm leaving a space because I'm going to do maybe a different color up there. And I'm going to try to just I'm cheating because I don't have different sizes of flat brushes out. So let's just kind of make it work. Okay, I'm just doing this. It seemed to be way too much work. Way too much work. And then let's do one like this. That's just going to join in to the pink. Love it. Okay. It's a competitor, so similar, yeah. But yes, I have loved it, right? That the one I did today with Lil, I didn't love because I thought they talked too much, even though I'm totally fine with that. Look at, I love to talk, but it was like, if I'm going to be on there doing it, can we focus? That's what I felt like. Okay, I need more focus. So that was my only thing with today's that I would have liked. I'm going to blend these two and see what color we can make, okay? I love it. Where do you live, Jessica? Where do you live? Just curious where you're having hiking weather, or did you go out in the cold? You know, I'm gonna have to clean this when we're done because look at the acrylic. It gets so dirty. And that certainly was not enough in that. Well, I'm liking it. It's kind of making a periwinkle. So let's just add it with another brush so we don't have to do all that work. I think I'm going to add, I think that's my thing. I'm going to add Michigan, so it is not warm there. I like that. Where do you hike in Michigan? Where I live, we have tons of hiking trails. But I don't like the cold, so that is my only, the hard thing is I have to wait for it to warm up. I really am not a fan. I'd like to say that I am, but the older I get, I think my blood is thinning right? My blood is thinning. I don't love the cold. Okay, so I'm going to go in now with this kind of periwinkle. And let's do one right beside this blue. And I'm okay if they're wonky. I'm okay if it's wonky. But I do need to clean up my mat so I don't get it on the back. And my paintbrush is in my mouth. So who's playing along tonight? And I want to know how you feel if you're using acrylic paint. On Wednesday, I was talking about that. I don't love it. I don't love using acrylic. And that's okay, right? Coming to realize that you have favorites, and then some things you are not your favorite. And I'd have to say, I feel very confident saying I like acrylic for my gel plates. I don't care for it in my art journal. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite. And I think that's totally okay. But I love it, as you know, for my gel plate. You're late. You're getting your supplies ready. I love that. I do like watercolor better, but I'm trying to use acrylics. Like I said, for my gel plate, love them. But I think I am more of the watercolor and the school of, I would use gouache probably, right? Where it's more of an opaque watercolor. I like fluid acrylics, but I would like to keep my acrylics for my gel plate. I don't really love painting with them. You like to acrylic paint. You did folk art painting for many years, so that's all you use. So it's what you're used to, right? So I totally get that. I'm teaching gel plates next week to middle schoolers. Pray for me. Just make sure, Heather, that they don't use too much paint. That is the biggest thing. I would say the biggest thing that when people start doing gel plate printing is don't use too much paint. Because if that paint isn't kind of sticking to the page, you won't lift a print. It's just a layer of acrylic, right? I am going to use this orange, but I want to put it with the, ooh, I love how that makes that kind of vibrate. So let's see. And I'm going to do a half line now and join it with a second color. I'm going to stop it kind of there. And then, what do I want to do? I'm going to come this way. So my question, if for my acrylic lovers, do you use your paints rather wet, or do you like adding water, or do you like them maybe with more brain fart, with more paint, like a drier brush with a lot of paint, or do you like to use extender? Do you like to use water? Just curious. When you're doing your painting, going with some yellow maybe. This is going to be pretty psychedelic. But maybe we can dirty it up a bit. Maybe I don't have to use like full on yellow. This paint booger is not ready to take off, so I'm just making a mess on my hands. going to dirty that yellow up a little bit. Okay, so let's pull that into our blue. Let's see what other color. Maybe make a nice green. Oh, I like that. It's almost avocado. It's almost avocado, right? Kind of digging it. Digging that avocado. Boop. Dry brush dilutes and makes it too runny if you use too much water. Yep, it does. But I also like that it goes farther. So because I'm going to art mark and stuff on it, I'm going to totally water down that green because I don't want to have to make another line of it. But yep, it totally changes the consistency of the paint, right? So you can use an extender. Like I said, I am kind of digging the watercolor and the inks a little bit more than I am my acrylics. But who would have known if I didn't try it, right? Who would have known? If I didn't try it, I wouldn't have known what I was going to like better. Have you guys had a favorite? What has been your favorite of the things that we've played with? Have you had something that you like and you've revisited? Is Irene here tonight? Did I see her? She's been doing lots of extra. Lots of extra. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Well, you know I like doing that too. I don't know if you've been around for a long time, Beth, but we have done the bubble blowing number of times with acrylic paint. You can do it with dyes. You can do it with really any medium, right? Any medium. So let's go in now. And add some black. I don't know. There's something definitely once you add that black in there. Don't you agree, Natalie? Natalie is definitely in that school with me that she loves to use black. I really think it has its place. It has its place, right? I might come in and do another whoop there. Clean it off my mat. See how much I'm actually getting on the back side of the card because it happens, right? I love it. What are your plans for this weekend? What are you guys up to? Anything fun and exciting? I am going to make samples using my new collection with $49 at Market. That is one of my things I'm going to be doing. More crafting. I love it. Making Easter wreaths with friends. That's fun. You're working. Yeah, that is part of the life, right? Sometimes, though, it's nice when you get some time off. Redoing your craft room. That's exciting, right? Painting, catching up with the classes. I love that. You love the addition of black. Me too. I just find that, let's do a thick one. I'll come in and fill it in from here, but that, and then maybe a thin one here. Even though I put it with the orange, which can make it look a little Halloween-y. I have been working on collection, right? We're working on fall collection, wrapped up Christmas, so there's that. I'm gonna leave this for now, and then we'll finish it with art marks. But I kind of love this. For acrylic, look it, I spoke too soon. I don't mind that at all. And it got lots of color deposited, right? And then we can come back and fill it in. I love it. And then I'm going to clean this up because that's going to be it for my acrylic, and I'm going to change my water. So that's one. Did anyone do that with me? And keep sharing your art. I haven't had a chance to go and comment on very much this week because remember, Vicky thought today was Thursday. It's just the whole week has got away from me. But I would definitely love to see what you make. Some of your art has been incredibly inspiring. I'm like, oh, look at that color. Those color choices. How fun is that? So I always wipe with dry before I go in with wet, right? So let's do that. Clean up our mess. So I'll be back. I am away. I leave next week, so I'm not here next Friday. And then I'm not here the following Friday because then I'm at Scrap Fest, right? And then it's Easter. And then I'm going to stay with a friend in Dominican Republic. So the month of April, I'm going to try to pop on. It won't be on Easter weekend, but it might be like a random in the week. Or maybe I'll do something on the Saturday on Easter. But, right, it's the month of April is hard. I'm not really home for weekends. I'm going to empty this very dirty water. So it's going to be a hard one. But I will be coming back and doing the walkthrough of my new collection. I'm going to share some sneak peeks this week. So that's going to be fun. Okay, friends, just a sec. Oh, it's so dirty. Messy, messy. There. Clean water, clean paper towel. Very good. Very good. Not this week. I'm not allowed until after it's at NAMTA at the trade show. So I can't share that until after, but I will share sneak peeks. The actual release date when it goes live is the 9th. The 9th of April. So I don't know what day that is. I think I'm back. I think I'm back by then. So maybe we'll do, maybe walk through. What day is that, friends? What day is the 9th? What day of the week is it? April 9th. I can't look at anything because I film with my phone, so I can't look at that. And I can't look at the computer because I'm looking at you guys. It's a Wednesday. I think I'm home. So I think I will look at that and I will schedule it, but I think the walkthrough of my new release will be, we'll make sure that you're watching because there will be sneak peeks all next week. But yeah, the full reveal flip through, I have everything. It's all in my possession. I'll do the walkthrough because I'm very excited to share that with you guys. So I love how that one turned out. I will come back and we can do some art marking, Zentangles, whatever you want on it, or you could leave it just like that. It could be a purist kind of application. That could be fun. Yes, I believe I'm home. I'm home, so if that's the case, I will definitely do the walkthrough on the Wednesday. If not, it'll be on the Thursday because then I leave on the Friday for Scrap Fest. So I'm excited. I'm excited to share that with you, and it's going to be really pretty. I think you guys are going to really love that collection. So let's do a little walkthrough because maybe you're joining for the first time. So we swatched the mediums. I limited it to these 5 colors so that I wasn't trying every time to figure out, oh, what do I need to find next? So I limit it to the 5 colors. Renee, it will be in stores, I would think, soon after, probably in April. If you're looking for my weekend event, that will probably go up for sale the following week that it releases. And that class is going to be in June. That class is going to be in June. Now, if you've been following along and with the world of American crafts and cut and paste, and it's been up in the air, I got an email today saying that it will ship, but there's very little product. So if it's one of those things, if that you find that collection comes out, I'm going to do a little mini class with it. So I will have limited kits. If, like I said, I won't believe it until I have it in my hands. Do you know what I'm saying? I won't believe it till I have it in my hands. So we'll see how that goes. But there'll be 2 classes to look forward to. 2. It was supposed to be May and June, but I almost told you the name of my new collection. I will have the 49 and Market before I will have the American Crafts. So that one will be probably a class that will be taking place in the summer sometime. It'll be a summer class. New to your lives, how do I get a kit? VickyBooten.com. On my website, it'll go up as a pre-order. I have no clue what the interest is going to be, and I'm going to tell you right now, my 49 and Market kits I'm not going to have as many as I normally do because, right, it's with something new. You get nervous, right? But I definitely, so you know, the Disney class is going to go on sale, and so is the vintage one. For anyone who took the class already, you get an even deeper discount if you reach out to me, and I'm going to post it in those private groups, that if you want a second kit for a friend or you want to do another one, I have a lot of Disney kits left. Not as many of the vintage, but I have a lot of Disney left, right? So just so you know, that's all coming up. That's all coming down the pipeline. And we swatched. That was our first thing, because when you have a new medium or you're using something, you should swatch. I just think having a swatch book is a good thing. I swatched the pens I wanted to use, right? The markers, I swatched them on top of different mediums. And then we did a little bit of abstract art. This one is with distress ink. And then this one was with watercolor. This was with acrylic. I love how these turned out. That was the first one we did. I have 2 pages to do something else, which I will fill in. These are pages I did prior to even doing the class, just things I wanted to kind of practice and play with. And then this was lines, when we did a line work. And my favorite, this is my favorite. I absolutely love this. I love this one. I really liked the lines. I love this. It's super simple, just with whatever paint was left over on my watercolor palettes. It's dirty and delicious. I love it. And then some more stripes with the dots. Love the circles, right? And if you watch the whole process of the painting circles, this one went through lots of different transformations. And then I love that I put a stencil on the middle, and then I put white paint in the center of these. And then I like that it kind of brought it back to neutral. Freaking love this. And that was just using ink blending tool with acrylic paint. It's controlled and funky and fun, and I love how this one turned out. And this was one I did after, so it wasn't on the video, but I literally just did loose circles. So held my paintbrush very loosely like this, just kind of like this, and just painted circles. So it wasn't with intention, it was loose. I just got loose. And then filled in the white space with the little black marks. And I really feel like something special happened there. I love it, right? Yes, definitely sign up for my newsletter, because there's going to be a lot of stuff when I get back. Remember, month of April, a nightmare for me. I'm not home. But there's going to be sales on VickyBooten.com. There's all of it is prepped. I have so many stamps and stencils that will be great for our gel plate and all the rest of it. So much stuff is going to be coming up. So definitely hop on to the newsletter so that you know, because a lot of that stuff's going to fly. It's going to fly, all right? So I'm going to do a sale. It's going to be kind of customer appreciation month, and it's going to be a lot of fun, right? And then this one, loose circles that I let just kind of bleed into each other. And this again was just dirty watercolor. I didn't even put new stuff down. And I didn't even art mark on here. I just loved how that looked, so I left it. Love this one. This was watercolor circles. You guys have been doing some beautiful stuff with that. Love that one. Didn't like it when I first started, but then doing those little dashes. Oh, love how that one turned out. This one, I just painted random watercolor in the background and then went over it with Did that make the sound go off? I have it on Do Not Disturb. I do not even know how that just happened. The audio went away. My father was calling. He forgets it's Friday night. I have it on Do Not Disturb, but he still calls, right? So it happens. If you've been around, you know my mom passed away in August, and he forgets that Friday nights I'm on live, so I'll have to call him in the morning. Sound wasn't cutting out, Loretta. My dad called. So some of you guys aren't watching live, so you'll see it. My dad called, so I declined him. Sorry, Dad, you got declined. So I did these circles and then just did the kind of doodling inside, right? And then this one was what we were calling the zombie parrot eye. And this is my least favorite page in the whole book, but I didn't give up. I kept going. It is what it is. But, you know, I'm sure with you guys, did you make anything you really kind of thought was cockapoo-poo? Right? That one is my cockapoo-poo. I don't love it. I see Easter eggs. Me too. I freaking hate it though, Francine, but whatever. It's okay. It's part of the process, right? It's part of the process. And then I just did random orange that I'm going to revisit. This was just with the art wedge. It's random orange, but I am going to do some stuff on it. And then this was another one that I absolutely love. This was using palette knife, art wedge, old gift card, whatever you have, and a brayer. So I went in with Distress ink, and then I used my stencil. So this is a Vicky Booten stencil, one of my exclusives, that I laid on top and went over it with the same color. But this stencil is the negative, right? You're filling around the pattern. Let's see if I have it here. See? So you're filling in the space around the flowers instead of painting flowers. So I really love how this one turned out. Love that one with the animal print. Really was happy with how that one turned out. I love this with kind of the loose circles. And of course, that fluorescent pink. Fluorescent pink, I absolutely love that, right? And then that was just another random one. More work can be done on this. I just haven't got to it, right? Got done what I could get done. This was a test using different qualities of watercolor paper. This is more of a student grade. This one has cotton content, so it really holds your watercolor. And I love how these turned out. I won't do another thing with them. I just love how the paint kind of looks like maybe a sunset, right? With clouds in the ocean or something. Loved it, just left it. And then this is what happened this past Wednesday. I freaking love this. So I was trying to go with purples, but stay in the purple range. This is earthier than I would normally do, and it makes my heart incredibly happy. And it was literally just strokes with the 1/2 inch flat brush, layered color on top, and then we doodled around it with continuous line. So the whole thing I was challenging you is don't lift your pen and just draw squares around them or rectangles. Love how that one turned out. I did this one tonight with watercolor. So there's watercolor, there is gold, Posca pen on there, doodles. I love these little sketches, almost like little practice rectangles. I know the purple, but it's the dirty purple I'm really digging. Carrie, I really love it. So I just did this one tonight before I went live. And then these were the other two that were done on Wednesday. This was done painting with distress ink, which was Kari did that as well, and she loved how hers turned out. Some people use oxide and they loved the results. And then this one was a mix of acrylics and Posca pens and such. So totally different, right? Very rainbow. If I had a more extensive palette, I might have dirtied that up a bit, because it looks like very 1982, right? I was channeling like, what is it, Max Headroom and like Lisa Frank stickers. Like it feels very much like that, right? And then tonight, so far, we have this one that I think I'm going to end up putting in my book like that. But we're going to do some art marking on it. So I think it would be fun if I do something on the back of this page and then I have a sheet of watercolor. So let's do the things. So this one is foundations paper. So I am going to, it's fun though, right? How these have turned out. And then I have the discs. This is all going to, I'll make a cover and these will all end up on the discs. I'll have a whole funky disc book. These will be for sale in my shop after I get back. So it's going to probably be the end of April. Maybe I'll put it up during the week of Easter. And the paper punch, the punch that goes with this dirt cheap, a lot of it. I just want to clear some of the stuff out because I've been so busy that I have stuff in there. Like I have Tim Holtz paints and stuff that, you know, were those ones that he only brought out like for a short time and they all sold out. I have some of that stuff. I've just never got around to because Vicky can't do all the things. I've come to realize I cannot do all the things. I try. Sometimes I succeed, sometimes I fail. But I need to dial it back and I want to do more classes. Like what we did all of this, but I would like to do maybe like a whole month where it's like not even expensive, but it's like a little class where we get very intensive and then there's printables and everything for it. So it's all that stuff's coming. I think if I focus my time on that stuff, we'll be smart. So there's just different directions. I'm still going to do my weekend events and there'll be like 3 to 4 of those a year. And then I'm going to just start doing a lot of classes. Going to be a lot of classes. Some bigger classes and some what I've been promising, like another gel plate class and lots of different things coming. I should redo my photography class. I think that would be fun. But that is kind of what my plans are. So let's do the painted arches on this one. I think that's going to be fun. So I'm going to do them in watercolor. What palette does anybody, how about, what do we think? Like maybe greens, blues, turquoise for this? greens, blues, turquoise, or should I do a hot palette? Or should it all, what if we haven't really done, what about monochromatic? What if we just stick with the two blues, turquoise and the navy and maybe some black? Have you tried watercolor with matte medium? Yes, you can do it. It gives it a slight bit of gloss, but what it's going to do is it's not going to be workable. It will set. Does that make sense, Julie? If I put the matte medium in here, it's like putting acrylic in it. So it will make it permanent. Like I won't be able to put, after it dries, you won't be able to lift the color. Does that make sense? So just keep that in mind. So it's good for some things. Like if you want to put it down as a layer and then put like distress ink on top and have it as a resist, you totally could do that. But there's so many things that we need to talk about. Like we should do another mini Friday Night Live just showing you the awesomeness. Like when this goes on sale in my store, this is one of those things you want 1 or 2 bottles of. It works as a glue. It works for decoupage. It's great for putting paper on covers of album. It also acts as a resist, and it also acts to add foil through your laminator or Mink. Yes, you could stamp with this, and then you could foil your stamps. You can stencil with it, and you can foil. So it's one of those things. I can show you lots of things to do with it. It's really fun, right? I think you would be so much during the sing along with Wicked, you and a group of crafty peeps. It would be fun. I just don't know the words to Wicked. Don't hate on me. I'll tell you. I loved the acting in it. It is not my favorite musical. Now, if it was a Grease, yes, I'm holding up matte medium. This is mine. It is a great quality matte medium, but it's going to be going on when I'm clearing all my stuff out. Super sale. I really want you guys to stock up. So I'm just, there's all of these, all of it. It's going to be going on, right? Okay, let's do the things. So I'm going to go with blues, and I can paint with black distress ink. Let's do that. I'm going to do that, I think, okay? Because I don't have a black watercolor out here, so let's just use this. Can you paint with distress ink for this one? You sure could. You sure could. Okay, let's do the things. So I'm just going to wet my palette a little bit, but I'm going to do this all kind of monochromatically. And then if we add a little bit of black to some of this, we can deepen up our colors. I'm going to get a round brush, and I'm going to paint arches. Okay, so we're going to paint almost like scallops. Okay, and I'm going to go in the turquoise and the navy-ish color. So let's do it. So this is on foundations paper. It is not on watercolor. Is Connie here for me to pick on tonight with her white space? I love it. Just depositing some color, okay? I'm going to go in here now with the darker blue. We can dirty it up and purple it a little bit too if you want to. But I'm going to make this whole thing just kind of some different blues. I'm going to do another one right beside it. And I'm going to make it shorter. Yeah, I've been talking about doing all of the stuff, but really struggling because I went into my studio this week and we were working on it, but then the kits came and I had to kit for Scrap Fest. So all that kitting got done. I did put a sneak peek up. I don't know if you saw it in Nita's post. Nita had posted asking about the oh my goodness, brain fart. Asking about, I don't want all that space down here, so let's thicken that one up. Tool list. She was asking about the tool list, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but I put a sneak peek up in there for the layout class. Love it. Who's playing along? Now I know there's this kind of greeny one here. Let's pick that up. Now this is only going to be a half one, right? Because I didn't plan that math out very well, but we'll fix that when we do the next one. So we'll do a big one now, like this. And we'll go full on in that navy. May 3rd for International Scrapbook Day. Yes, we'll have giveaways. We're going to do the whole thing. Yes, we will have plans for sure. I'm going to add a little black in that, okay? So let's paint off. A little bit more blue. That's very black. Yes, thank you for reminding me. Yes, there are going to be plans like we always do. What day of the week is that? If it's a Saturday, why don't we plan like a whole? I'm going to leave a white line, friends, okay, around these. I'm not going to let it touch right in there. I just want to leave a little bit of white. So that weekend, why don't we do a whole, that Saturday will be a whole day of crafting. I'm home, so we might as well do it, right? Giveaways. We'll do scrapbooking. We'll do something mixed media. We'll do something card making. Maybe a class with gel plate printing. So I will get that, and it'll all be, I think we'll break it into separate videos. How about that, friends? We'll break it into separate videos. So we'll do that, and then I'll just break that into separate videos and plan that. Are you mixing watercolor? So the distress is just with the black. So that was the navy watercolor with a little bit of black distress ink. So let us make another little bit of turquoise over here, okay? Like I want it more turquoisey than this turquoise actually is. Does that sound like fun? Giveaways, we'll have giveaways all day. Is there anything you would love to see on that day? Because this is like viewer's choice. Let's make it viewer's choice. So what would you love me to do? Mini class or double page layout? We could do a double page layout. So tell me what you would like to see. Natalie's here as always, being awesome. And if she marks it down for me, I'll add it to my list. And I'm going to schedule it just like these were for that whole Saturday. I'll do a whole thing. Gel plate, layouts, clusters, a double page layout. I think that would be fun, right? How do you feel about this? What if we do gel plate and then why can it be, what do you call it? Like a progressive day? So what if we do the mixed media or gel plate and then the next videos are making a layout from what we did on the gel plate, making a card from what we did on the gel plate? What do you think about that? I think that that could be fun, a progressive day. So maybe we start the day with gel plate, do a gel plate, pull the gel plate. So maybe that part of the day is like an hour and a half. And then we can do a double page layout and a card. So what if we do something like that? Hello, Valerie. I've been thinking about you all week and going, I need to freaking talk to Valerie. So we need to make that happen this weekend. I'm not lying. I was today going, freak, I need to call Valerie. I haven't talked to her enough. What is she up to? Why is she ignoring me? So I just added and made that turquoise, and now I'm going to add a little black into it. Let's see, what are we going to get? I'm excited about this. I love that color. Look at that. I really love what we're doing right now. This one is making me very happy. So leaving a little white line. I find that the painting with the watercolor on what is this? Foundations paper is fun. That's fun. Very fun. Love it. A 6x8 page, we could see, or I could show you how to turn something into it. A progressive day, right? Because I feel like that kind of pulls everything that we kind of do on here together. Do you see what I'm saying? That kind of pulls what we do on here all together. Because a lot of times we just have time to do the mixed media, but you don't have time to then turn it into the project, like the next stage, right? So I think that could be a lot of fun to show, like, okay, here's what we started doing, some technique, and now here's what you can use it for. And I can have even a plan for, look at, there's a split, there's a tear on my paper. The paint is going to pick it up where I scratched it. Love it. And then we could come in and do, I'm going to use that same color over here again. So I don't think I'll go right to the top of the page with these, but I want this to be a partial one. But we can even make a plan of like with stamps, stencils, anything like that I'm going to be using ahead of time. And then that would be, because I would like to, just so you know, some of my stuff, some of my exclusive stencils and stamps are sold out already. So if whatever you see too on the website, like the Art Marks one is sold out right now, so I'm going to have that remade. I'll have to get that in production again. The progression I think will be fun, right? I'm using what I've learned for cards and scrapbook pages, totally geeking out. So much fun. I love it. Did I miss anything? I just came in. More gel plate. Me too. I love it. I'm right there on the gel plate bandwagon. So let's do, and I'm totally freaking digging what I'm doing right here, right now, just so you know. Digging this, digging it. So it's almost mermaid scale, fish scale-ish, right? I can hear Rich or Riley, somebody walking above me with their shoes on. Who would have their shoes on? Where are they going? What's happening in my house? Let's do this dark one. So that was with the blue and that black. Dragon scales. Yes, I love right? Mermaid, dragon, whatever your heart desires. Yeah, adding a little bit of that black is kind of fun, I have to say. My friend Kari is going to be coming to see me this week, coming to join me at Scrap Fest. That's going to be fun. I know some of you guys are going to be there too, right? That's going to be fun. Not this week. It's not this week, right? Next week? The following week? Okay, I don't have a gel plate. We'll still be able to make the layout. Sure you can, because you could just make backgrounds from something else. But I have to tell you, if you ask me, is it worth investing in one? I would say, Tisha, yes. And if you use your coupon at Michael's, you can get a gel plate, usually for pretty cheap. I'm going to be using the 8x10 size. And I really feel like if you ask me what my favorite thing is, I would tell you that. I would tell you for mixed media, it is my favorite. I love the control. Oh, it is definitely a favorite. So I would say you have time, and if you feel like it, just don't buy the one with my name on it, even if you see it on sale. Like, I don't even know what's happening with Joanne anymore. But even if you see it on sale, I'd say don't buy it. Don't buy it, right? If Vicky would have had her say, that thing never would have come out. So it is the story of my life with being in product development and design. Just because your name's on it doesn't mean that you have much control over any of it. What do you think? I'm going to end it there and let these dry. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So this is only one layer. Lots of fun is going to come from this. Don't overthink it. Just deposit the color, right? So when my paper curls, I just start heating it from the other side. I don't bake it like a cookie. I just want to take some of the moisture out. And then we'll flatten it out. I do, once we art mark and do some stuff on here, I totally love it. We could stencil a little bit in that area if you wanted to. Right? And then at the end, you can just put something heavy on top of it and that'll flatten it out. Okay, one more. Let's do one more in watercolor. Which one do we want to do? Do we want to do what is that called? The down under? Look it. Can I show you something? Vicky Bouton, iridescent glaze. So this one is old and it's drying out. So, but we'll put it down here. And watch, I will add some sparkle. So we can make these like rainbow fish-ish. So when this dries, there you go. We'll have some iridescence on these. Now my watercolor is going to be iridescent. So anything I paint, I've just made iridescent paint water. Maybe we'll do one more. When it dries, can you see? Now they have sparkle on there. Oop. Maybe I will do this one. And Natalie, I owe you a phone call. When you called me, I couldn't take the call. And then I came home and Rich had me doing stuff. And so I apologize. My day got away from me. So I owe you a phone call. Are you around tomorrow, friend? Just let me know. Text me. There. I just did 4 of them that now have a little iridescence on there. Love it. Don't play with them too much because it is watercolor, right? You'll just start moving all your... It reminds me of that book, right? What is it, Rainbow Fish? And she had, or he, it, had the iridescent scales. I'm actually scrapbooking tomorrow because I'm going to make my samples with my new collection. You love that story? Me too, right? Doop. Hey, okay. Let's do one more art mark. So this is what we've done so far, right? Quite the crazy colors. So what do we want for the last one? I think we'll use a watercolor paper. And I think that we could do the arch kind of idea, right? Above and under. So I'm going to do kind of like, I'm going to do it with watercolor, okay? So I'm going to do the top kind of in warms and the bottom in cool. That's what my plan is here, okay? So let's go in with whatever this pink was that was here. It's almost a pinky purple. Could you, well, we could mask it. Why don't we do that? Because then we'll kind of know where our middle will start. Does it have to be exactly in the middle? No. Just eyeballer. Sorry, I'm in concentration mode now, okay? We'll see you later, Maria. What do I want to go in with next? Let's pull some of that pink into this kind of dirtier orange. Let's pull a little of that green in there. Ooh, yeah. Earth that up. So my next layer is going to be kind of this earthier, purpley red. And I don't want this to be completely round. I want it kind of square. I'm not going to paint it right into the wet just yet. I need to try to make a little bit more of that earthy, reddy color. Because I definitely want contrast to what the other color was, okay? Hello, Alice, my lurker. right? So just add some earthiness into that layer. And I'm going to get a little crazy, and I think I want to dry this. So I can have that contrast, and I'm going to go over it again with the yellow in the middle. You're not late, you're just on time. So let's put another layer of the earthy. So we have that contrasty layer. And by drying it, I can get a little bit of harder lines, okay? If you put wet on wet, it's just going to feed into what's already existing. And I can build my contrast by drying in between the layers. So I like that earthiness, okay? I am going to go in with that little bit of yellowness in the middle because I want that contrast. Okay, so do you see now how I'm building that? Because I dried the bottom layer so it didn't wick right into it. Okay. Ooh, there was a lot of pink there, Vicky, by accidents. But maybe we want that in there. Oh, I like it. And then I can square up that a little bit. And dry it. And I'm going to go in and do a line as well of the pink, 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 the rosy color. And it's okay, right? Turn your page if you need to. If you find that it helps you control your brush strokes, you can. Don't have to twist your wrist, right? I'm going to do that earthy one again. A little bit around there. I love it. It looks like a gobstopper, right? A square gobstopper, which are not normally square. It would be kind of weird to eat a square gobstopper, wouldn't it? That would be crazy. Okay. Now let's see, what earthy color could we put around the outside now? Maybe a full-on purple. Get in there with like a really purpley purple. Let's though dirty it up a little bit so it's not so different that it doesn't seem to fit, right? Let's see. I'm going to go in with that. And this, I think, will be my last on the warm one. And I'm going to put it thicker, and then I can build a layer of another color in there, okay? And I'm trying to leave a little bit of white. Just for you, Connie. And thinner on this side because I did not center my art very well. And Connie and I were talking about white space, so that's just for Connie. You're not late, you're just on time. We've just been painting, just doing our thing. So I like that. So I'm going to add a little warmth in that edge. You're having trouble with the white space tonight? Hello, Irene. I was asking about you. Were you out doing stuff? You were running around and needed to decompress and eat supper. I get that. Rich went out because the kids weren't home tonight. They both were out. Well, actually, Riley was home, but he didn't want to eat. We were going to get Chinese, and he's like, I don't want that, because he had eaten it already this week. He had Chinese because he's in tax season, and that's what Riley is. That's his profession. He's an accountant. So you know, if you're an accountant or have an accountant in your family, that this is crazy time of the year for accountants, right? So he stays late to do work, and he eats dinner at work. So he's been eating out lots this week, and he's like, I don't want Chinese. I just had that yesterday. So he got himself a sub, and Rich and I ended up having Thai, because then if we didn't have to worry about all the picky eaters, we could have Thai, which is my favorite. So he just went to got me pad Thai, but he got medium spice. Well, I'm sorry, in Thai food, that, now I know my friend Kari would love it because she is likes crazy hot, but I am a wimp. That was, I kept saying to him, it's hot that you don't expect it to be that hot. You know what I mean? When you eat hot food like that. And I find that Thai food is like that. Is you're fine, and then all of a sudden you're like, holy crap, that's way hotter than I thought it was. And that was the case with the Thai food tonight. I'm like, he's like, I got it medium. And I'm like, that should be fine. Like, I love jalapenos and stuff. Like, oh, that'll be good. Well, not all hot is the same hot. You know, some hot is hot. And it was the kind of hot that all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I'm okay. And 2 seconds later, I felt like I was on that hot wing show. Right? I felt like I was on the hot wing show. It's my fault that you lost internet connection, probably, right? He's like, is she doing some hocus pocus down in that basement of hers? Sorry, husband. I hope your internet connection's back. I hope I didn't jinx it. It's my dad's fault earlier, though, right? Bill forgot it was... Well, it's my fault. I probably haven't called enough this week. Because, remember, Vicky thought it was Thursday. So it is probably a little bit of my fault with Mr. Man calling me on Friday night. This ended up being a little bit rainbow-ish, didn't it? It's rainbow-ish, I have to say. You can blame it on me, though. I can handle it. Love it. Yeah, I won't do that again. I'm like, I can't do that again. That was some spicy pad thai. It was good, though. Tasty. You cook Chinese at least twice a week? I love Thai food is my favorite. So let's go into now. I guess we're going to go back to this palette for the bottom. What do you think? Or maybe some more green? Or what if we go like completely orange? What are your thoughts? Should I just go in with the blues and greens? Maybe I could do blue and green on this. Maybe I'll start green. Let's start this one, whatever this color is. We're going to start that to match. And I might even add like the yellowish green to the middle of that, right? We'll put a little bit of, and make it a little limier. A limier green. Oh, I love that. Look. Look at it. Yes. I have some stuff to pick up too, Valerie. 2 things were missing from my kit. So one might have arrived already. I don't know if both of them have, so I will need to come visit you. I like that. I like it. Hopefully it's close enough, like where I'm adding that color. So let's add now into this existing green. I'm gonna add a little, what am I gonna get if I add a little orange in there? Look. Too much orange. So let's add a little bit of turquoise. And it gives us more of an olivey green. Look at that. Color mixing is fun. Color mixing is fun. So let's do that. And I'm going to have to earth that up a little bit though. Color mixing is fun. I'm going to add a little bit of orange in there too. Is anyone doing this with me? Are you using watercolor? Are you using distress ink? What are you using? Inquiring minds want to know. And now I'm going to blue that up a little bit. So let's add the turquoise in with that. So we can blue that up. You're using pan watercolor. I love it. Can I tell you now, the second time I'm doing this and I'm kind of depositing my color way faster, I'm kind of digging the looseness. I'm digging the looseness of going in kind of laissez-faire. Like do, just get the color on there. It's all good. There is something to be said for the freedom of that, right? So my newest book I listened to on my, not tonight, too tired. That's all right. I know it'll give you something to look forward to on the weekend if you feel like digging in and doing a little bit of stuff, right, Irene? Do it when you can do it. Ooh, I'm going to blue that right up. Loving this. Very, oh, turquoise blue. Love this. Watch this color. Oh, almost emeraldy blue with turquoisey deliciousness. I think we need to blue that up a little bit more. And I'm going to start from this side so I have that same kind of pigment load and make it meet up here. So the book I just finished on my Audible was Fairy Tale by Stephen King. And that man can really build his characters. Like, I was invested in that one. Has anybody listened to it or read it? And it wasn't like typical Stephen King. I don't think like a lot of his newer stuff is like horror books anymore. And I have to say, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much that I downloaded another. I won't spoil it. I'm just telling you, it was good. I enjoyed it. It's not, this wasn't scary at all. It wasn't scary at all, Valerie. I expected that it would be from like back in the day when I read Stephen King, right? Like when we were younger, like that was in high school and stuff like that. I love Stephen King, V.C. Andrews, all that kind of scary stuff. And now I'm a chicken. I don't like it as much. But it was good. I find he develops his characters. I really enjoyed it. And then I liked it so much that I downloaded The Stand. That's what I'm listening to now, The Stand. I listened to it a few months ago. It was good. I liked it. It was good. So I'm telling you, it's not a nightmare Stephen Kingy. So if you're looking for a decent book, I'd say give that one a try. I enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it, Dion? I enjoyed it. I thought it was very good. I have Holly upstairs. I don't know if that one, has anybody read that one? I don't know if that's scary or not. I have it in a book that on my next vacation, I will save that. No, the one I just read wasn't scary at all. At all. Fairy Tale was not scary. Anybody agree with me who read it? I didn't think it was scary at all. I love, like, Dean Koontz is one of my favorite. I don't even know how that became a thing, but well, you know why it became a thing, because on my Audible there were free Dean Koontz books, a whole series that I freaking loved, like The Crooked Staircase, or what. I loved this series of books where the main character is an FBI agent, and I absolutely loved that whole series. I was very sad when that one was done. So that's probably how I got kind of into the Dean Koontz ones. I love this. I think that's good. You met Stephen King? I love that. Look it got crazy. So should I fix it? Maybe I'll put another layer in my purple. Something crazy happened. I would think, is he a little different? I would think that Stephen King is a little different, a little out there. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Maybe he's a gregarious, outgoing guy. Maybe Vicky's wrong. Maybe he likes to watercolor. Right outside his house, he was making a movie. That's cool. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit on this one too. There. Ooh, I like the softness of that one. He does the art for his books. That's pretty cool, Kari. Right? He's kind of quiet. Could see that. I wasn't sure about the white space, but it looks, I like the little bit, but don't forget we're going to doodle on this, right? This is just our base. So you know these ones because now I'm doing 3 different pieces, right? That these go a little longer, so if you can't stay for the whole show, dinner and a movie, you can always come back and watch the rest of it, right? So do I take this off, do you think? I can always reapply it. I love that. Look at that. Masking for the win. Masking for the win. I'm kind of digging that. But now, like, look at. We can go in. Maybe I'm a liar. I might put that back. Or I have to put a new piece on. I ruined it. For Meatloaf and Michael Jackson, I want to know which Meatloaf. Was it Bad Out of Hell? Isn't that the one? Isn't that Meatloaf where he's on, where it's like Hotel or Paradise by the Dashboard Light? Love that song. It's a banger. Will you love me forever? Yeah, that is pretty cool. Kari's got, isn't Bad Out of Hell the only one? Maybe, right, Valerie? But I mean, freak. There were so many songs on that one. So many songs on there. It's a banger. Okay, let's doodle. So I'm going to start by just kind of doodling lines around these, right? So I'm going to start with just roughly doodling. So skippity boos, right? We don't want these to be perfect. Look, like that. So now how am I going to match that one up? The feeling came upon me like a tidal wave. Started swearing to my darling on my mother's grave that I would love you till the end of time. So now I'm praying for the end of time to hurry up and arrive. 'Cause if I gotta spend another minute with you, I don't think that I could really survive. Now I'm gonna cough. Oh my goodness. I'm going to cough a lot. I have not had enough water to drink today. So I was showing off with my meatloaf skills there and almost choked myself to death. We'll see you later, Irene. Woo. I love this, friends. How fun is that? So I won't really overdo it to start. And then you could just do some dots. So not everything is a full line. The other thing is too, is don't draw right where, like I'm going to draw into that space. The doodling is my favorite part. Like I feel like this is a reward. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Now I'm sure you're really glad that the mic is working as I choke into it. Well, I'm not going to get really into the meaning of that song, right? Valerie, it's not, wouldn't be everybody's favorite topic. So I'm not doing all of them, but I want to make sure. Boop. So see, I don't want everything to be completely straight. I think the wonk, and if you notice, it's on an angle. It is not. Can I straighten some of it out? Let's try. There, a little bit of straighter, right? Very fun. I don't know if I should outline all of them or some of them, or we'll do a few more. And see how I'm going? I'm going to try to not be as deliberate with it. Do you see how I'm holding my pen? Do you see? Very loosely. I am kind of digging that when it's not as deliberate. Like, don't hold it like this. Hold it up high and loose. Try that. Get loose with it. And then just kind of turn your pen. There's something to be said for that. Oh, I love the sound of that too. And now I feel like I need a loose like that in here because the weight of the pen lines is different when you hold your pen like that. When they're not as like deliberate. Let's turn it like this. Do you see what I'm saying? When you're playing, because that's what this whole thing is about, is get loose. Like, don't hold your pen where you have as much control over it. I know for some of you it's going to be hard. Let the control go, because I find that the results are a little bit more interesting when you just went kind of like this. This is kind of like our the squares too that we did, right? It is a pretty amazing group of friends that we have here. So if you're new and just joining in, you will find that we have a lot of fun chats. It is like I started really, well, I've been doing the lives for a long time, but I find it grew quite a bit during the pandemic. I love that. Am I going to do more on this? 100%. I'm going to get in here and do some more. Like, you could get in here now and do like some kind of cellular line art. Like, look at, and just kind of make some cells inside. Just watch your pen weight, like how hard you're holding that pen. But how fun to do kind of some cells inside. Look at that. Just some little cells inside, like maybe on this one. Like, I'm taking you back to like grade 10 biology. What would this be? Like the diagram of a cell. Need to put the mitochondria in there and all of that craziness, right? So that's fun. I will come back. I'm going to revisit this, but loving that. Like, I'm loving how that looks. Look, whoever taught me the heating of the tape, I love you. Because it releases the glue and you're not tearing your paper. But like, look at how fun. You could write words in there. We could write, ooh, that would be fun. Some words, right, around here. Like, what is, for you guys who were talking about the sing-along for Wicked. So tell me a song in Wicked. Give me like a verse in Wicked. Wouldn't that kind of be fun? Don't forget the endoplasmic reticulum. I love it, Jessica. I love it. Oh, I loved biology. I forgot about the endoplasmic reticulum, though. I just remembered the mitochondria. 37 degrees in autumn. Where are you in Australia or New Zealand? Defying gravity. But you know, I need do bad out of hell, right? So now I'm praying for the end of time to hurry up and arrive. That's funny. I'm going to do that. Because if I gotta spend another minute with you, I don't think that I could really survive. I'll never break my promise or forget my vows. But God only knows that I could go right now. I'm praying for the end of time. It's all that I can do. Hoo, hoo. Yes, I'll have to look at that. Do it. It'd be funny, right? You teach biology and chemistry. I love that. But you totally right is I think that would be funny. I can do some what other Meatloaf songs are there though? That one, and what is the other one that we all sang in our younger days, right? But BPC. Yeah, but I think that would be fun. So you could go in, right? So I don't know. I'd have to plan, but you could totally fill these spaces, a couple of them with words, right? I'm not going to do that because I have to plan that. I have to plan that. But we'll leave this one for now. That's the point I'm making. We're going to leave that one for now. Now, should I go in with a heavy pen line to outline these, do you think? Like maybe more Sharpie-esque? Oh, what about if we started with white? But I won't do that. Yeah, I forgot that one too. Some good ones on that album, aren't there? Yeah, Culture Club, right? Valerie and I went to see Boy George. And we dressed in our 80s clothes, and it was so much, we had so much freaking fun. Culture Club and it's not, they were general public after, but who were they before general public? I just forgot. Who were they before they were general public? Mirror in the bathroom. Door is locked, just you and me. Can I take you to a restaurant that's got glass tables? You can watch yourself while you are eating. Right? That just went from like Meatloaf to new wave, I guess it would be, right? But who opened for them was general public, but before that I can't remember what. English Beat. Did anybody say it yet? English Beat. That was definitely my jam. I loved English Beat. I loved Culture Club and Boy George. He put a great show on. It was excellent. I love this, the white on there, English Beat. Yep. In your eyes all the way. I'll listen to your lies, would you say? I'm a man without conviction. I'm a man who doesn't know to say a contradiction. You come and go. You come and go. I used to do my makeup like Boy George. Do you remember when we had the makeup palettes that you'd open it up and then you could slide the things across? So the eyeshadow, I remember I had a blue one, and you open it up and then it had like hot pink, turquoise, yellow, white, blue, and I did my makeup like a peacock feathers. My eyeshadow was like peacock feathers. And then the Thompson twins, do you remember that? They had tails. The Thompson twins, that was like to have a tail in the back of your hair. And I remember the girl in the Thompson twins had 3 tails at the back of her hair. And they were 3 different colors. And I wanted to have a tail so bad. I wanted a tail. Does anybody remember that? I just wanted a little braid at the back of my hair so bad. Yep. But I did wear my makeup. Just, oh, yes, turquoise mascara, 100%, and mood changing lipstick. So, but I had a dead soul because my black or green lipstick would go on and it would just go black. It would just go black. Do you guys remember mood changing lipstick? But my lipstick would just go on black. I had a dead soul. Nick Kershaw, yes, and Aha. What did Nick Kershaw? I can picture him because he was like a one-hit wonder, wasn't he? Nick Kershaw. But I can still see him. Okay, I'm gonna put some black on here. Let's see. Am I gonna ruin it or no? But I feel like do this, but I'm doing it inside the white, and then get to a point, right? Because I knew I couldn't go around that edge. And then instead of trying to meet up the lines, just do some dots. And then you don't have to worry if your lines overlap. Excuse me. Yep. Don't you forget about me. I'll be around dancing and you know it, baby. Oh my goodness, I loved that movie. Oh, I like that. So I'm going inside the white. Breakfast Club. Look it. I love it. I'm really old. I had a mood ring. Me too. And it was always black or dark green because my hands were always cold. I'm telling you, Beth, my soul was dead. The mood ring, the changing lipstick. I had a dead soul. It just stayed black or dark green. Mood rings. And remember, we had all that mood stuff, like mood unicorn pendants, hearts, seahorses. And you remember, like back in the day, if you are a child of the 80s and 70s, sorry, like there were lots of flea markets. Like we used to go to the flea market because at least here in Canada, nothing was open on Sunday. The malls were not open on Sunday here. Like we always would, Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom and the Disney movie, and we would eat dinner on Sundays. We would have pie and roast. We'd always have roast. I'm sure it's the English in us, right? We would always have roast dinner on a Sunday. And but we would go, the one thing that would be open in the mall would be, I'm loving this, would be flea markets, right? You go to the flea market and you buy a concert shirt. Do you remember the concert shirts? So they were black and then the sleeves were white, but they were like the baseball, the 3/4 inch sleeve. And you buy you buy a big satin flag or a roach clip to put in your hair with the feathers on it at the flea market. Apple dolls. Do you remember the dolls that they would like dry the apples out in the oven and then make like they were scary looking? Witches were a big thing, made out of salt dough. Do you guys remember all that stuff? Like my mother had all that on. We had 100% had witches where they were all made out of the salt dough that were painted, and it was on a broom. And I totally forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me of that. And then I just remember the apple dolls where they would be old ladies that they would bake the apples. Kitchen witches. Yes, she had kitchen witches. Julie, she had kitchen witches. I loved that. And we would go, you'd the candles where they dip them in different colors, and then while they're warm, carve them and turn them. Do you remember? We had those freaking candles all over our house. Yeah. We used to make pickled bums. Yes. Or where you took the nylon and you stuffed it, and then you would do the little bums. I remember the bums out of like pantyhose, and you stuffed it with cotton, and I forgot about that too. And the other thing that was big was lavender sachets. I would go to my friend's house and we would take pinking shears and cut it, and we would make sachets. Sachets were a big thing in the 70s and 80s. The bum from pantyhose. Do you guys remember that? Oh my goodness. These are the best memories. The best memories. I forgot about the kitchen witch, and she had those. And then the candles that would be dipped in layers and layers of wax, and then you would carve it. And that it was craft shows. Like, oh my goodness, crafts were the biggest thing. You would go to the flea market, and you could get tools to do your own dental cleaning. Or you could buy a kitchen witch, or you could buy like candles. What else? What else was big in the 70s and 80s? Remind me of something else like that you can remember. Like lavender sachets. I remember doing that. And something we would use, yes, we would use the lid of a canning jar to make our lavender sachets, and we would cut it out with pinking shears, put your lavender in the middle of it, and then take a piece of ribbon and tie it. Like that was a craft I would do at my friend's house at a sleepover. Candles like an ice cream sundae, yes. But I'm trying to think of other things that we did that were like that you will remember from growing up. That was a big thing. I remember we had in Canada, there was a craft place called White Rose. Who remembers White Rose? White Rose was a big deal. I love that, friends. I love that. I don't even know if I want to do any more in this. Like I might do a little bit, but I'm kind of really digging it just as it is. So look at. So we could do one that was very thin, just continuing with the lines. So one could look like that. So when I would go to White Rose, I was into flower arranging. We would buy the wreath that was made out of like vines, and then you put your all your dried flowers on it. Do you guys remember that? Like that was a big thing I was into. Crafts, toll painting, like painting the little ladies, all the wood stuff. Oh, I love that. Boop. But I don't want to do it on all of them. I'm going to leave, I think, some of them just plain, right? I loved White Rose. Macrame. I never did macrame, though, Kimberly. My mom had it. Like, we hung ferns in it. But I think that, like, my cousin did it. I don't think I ever did macrame. Things I remember was, like, the sun catchers, like, melting the beads. We must have done toxic shit that would have killed us. Like, do you remember melting that plastic in the stove to do those, like, the sun catchers and the fumes that would come off of it? Holly Hobby. I loved Holly Hobby. But I remember taking those little, and they were metal back then, and you put all the little pellets in it, and then you would do that in the oven. But it stunk. I'm sure when you think about, that's what's wrong with me today. That's another thing that's wrong with me today. I got poisoned. I got poisoned from those toxic, so many. Oh, and Play-Doh. I freaking loved Play-Doh. Who loved to play with Play-Doh? But I was the kid, like, don't mix my colors or you can't come and hang out at my house again. Don't make my Play-Doh brown. And don't break my crayons when you got the big box of new Crayola. Don't break my crayons, or you're not allowed to come to stay at Vicky's house again. Are you surprised by that? My favorite Play-Doh was the hair salon one, where you put and then you squeeze it and the hair came out. Or what was the other one that just cut shapes, like it was tubes and shapes? The big box of crayons with a sharpener in the back, right? And then I remember getting my, what was the oven that we got? where it was all like heated by a light bulb. I remember that. My dad had to eat the cakes because I didn't actually want to eat any of the stuff. And then my friend had a fondue maker, and I thought that that was the best thing was her fondue maker. But we did it, and all the marshmallows were stale, but we still did her fondue. She had a fondue maker. And the Snoopy snow cone machine. Fashion plates, yes, with the, oh, I would play with those still now, Deb. Fashion plates. I loved those. I loved that. Oh my goodness. And you put the different plate in, and then you take that little lead thing and go over it. Freaking love that. You never let anybody touch your crayons. Me either. I'd probably bring the broken ones out when you came to play at my house, Poppy. And I'd save my other because I loved to, I was took care of all of my stuff. Like spirograph. And see now, do you remember yard sales? So when we would go camping, we'd always go to the yard sales to find a toy for at the trailer. And I remember getting a spirograph at a yard sale and etch a sketch. Yes, I loved it. Right? I loved all of that stuff. So you see what I'm saying? I'm going to continue with this one. Like you could do all different kinds of things. You could do one with, how about just circles, right? And then you could definitely add white into any of these circles. So if you're out there, I have a friend who's been emailing about the Heidi Swap, oh my good, memory decks. And I just realized that I read your email and I didn't respond. So definitely message me again. It's ready. I'll bring it to my house because you are in Welland. And you can pick it up. Just let me know when you want to come and I will make it happen. I will make it happen. Because those are going to be being listed as well. Because I know you can't find those anymore. That's like getting into old school stuff, right? So on some of these though, right, when you're done, you can go in, right? So if you're out there watching, I just realized as I was seeing Kimberly and stuff on here that I'm like, oh crap. Right? And then just add white back. So it's all just about layering. Like this is the most relaxing part of all of this, is coming in and doing your doodles. And I find I feel a little bit of pressure when I'm live on here. So sometimes I'm better when I don't have to talk and do this, that I find that you never hear Vicky say it. But when I'm quietly doing this, just listening to my book, I find that I am much better at this than when I'm doing it live. Smelly sticker, scratch and sniffs. So what was only, I don't think this was everywhere, but we had a store that we would go to that had the best sticker selection in St. Catharines. So Kimberly, I don't know how long, if you're born and raised in this area, what was that called? It was downtown St. Catharines, Something Brothers. And I don't know if it was everywhere in Canada. Something Brothers. And it was a store that had like home goods, like kitchen stuff in it and that. Somebody remind me. Somebody has to know. If Patty was here, she would know. My friend Patty. I forget what it was called. Something Brothers. Coy Brothers? Does anybody remember that? Coy Brothers had the best sticker section ever. I worked for Sandy Lion early in my days, right? And oh my goodness, and my friend who designed for them, what was her name? I can picture her. So I'm just gonna, leave that. I had a sticker book, marbles, the whole bit. And then we're gonna do the same with this one. We can get in here, we could just leave it, or we could do some lines on it. I'm kind of digging, so I don't know if I'm going to do anything on here. I just kind of like it. And some of it can just be random like that. So for tonight, this is kind of what we accomplished, but it needs more work. Mrs. Grossman's stickers on a roll. I'm telling you, it was the best thing to stand there. And my mom would say, okay, you can, here's like $2 or whatever, $5, go pick your stickers. But there was a place in St. Catharines called Coy Brothers, and it was the best store. All those stores, like the retail that we grew up with, certainly doesn't exist like it used to, right? With online shopping and stuff. So what are your thoughts, friends? I really love this one. I love how the colors turned out. But like I said, you can go in here and you can get wild and crazy. And you could layer, if you wanted to, stencils on top. Like, look at, we could go in, and there's no reason you couldn't go over that now. Do 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 boo do do do. We'll see. I don't know if this is dark enough to show up, but to give you an idea. This is where we'll be taking this art now that we've done some of this stuff. It's very subtle, so I don't know if you can see it. But you could, if I go in over the green. Let me try to go in over the green so you can see that. Because I just had mowed lawn. But I'm going to use that same yellow, to make it a little limier green. Look at that. So I want you to know that when we get and we start revisiting some of these techniques, we'll come back and do some of this stuff. And then we're going to get into, like, right, going over and layering stuff with distress inks and stencils. But you need to start somewhere, right? So the whole idea with this whole session was we need to start with basics, and then we can start visiting the crazy stuff, like getting in here and adding, nope, do you see what almost happened? I grabbed my oxide, but I did not want that. I want just regular distress. There it is. So if doodling isn't your thing, stencils certainly can be. Look at that. Ooh, love it. I might even add on the dark. How fun is that? Parachute pants. Oh, yes, you know I did. I was hanging out with all the breakdancing boys. I loved that. I was standing at the edge while they were breakdancing, doing that thing where you stick your foot, there was a dance we all did as you were waiting for the next breakdancer to go out there. I was doing all those things. I love it. So do you see what I'm saying? Now we can start visiting, layering, stamps, all of that kind of stuff. So stirrup pants, you know it. Stirrup pants, drop waist belts, all the things. If it was fashion, Vicky was right in there. The different hairdos, the makeup, the dancing, the shoes. I did all of it, all of that stuff. So I love this. So we will do a walkthrough of all of the stuff that I made, and I'm going to finish the book because I'll put this one to rest. You know what I mean? This will be a finished project for this one, and then I'm going to start. I have like a couple new art journals. Let me flip the camera. I'm going to talk to you instead of at you through here. So, boop, second, friends. I want to know, did you learn anything new? Did it inspire you to start doing some of this stuff where maybe you weren't before? Are you super encouraged to, you have new ideas that kind of came out from all of this? I actually love what we did tonight. I love the white space and the clean aspects of this, and then I want to go in and do some different stuff. But this one, like, look at just adding that stencil on there. How fun is that, right? How fun is that? So whatever you want to do, right? Whatever you want to do. We're going to incorporate some of these concepts into, because I feel like the next step to make the things make sense and go together, because this doesn't have to be one craft that you do and then you do other crafts. This could work with your card making. It could work with your list making. If you join my friend Lael on Saturdays and do lists, you could do this. It doesn't all have to be paper based. You can add this to your scrapbook pages, or you can just do it for the fun of art journaling, right? But that was fun. And look at going live twice a week. It's been a lot for me. Seeing the workload is unbelievable. And there's where I said, like, this year, maybe it took me, because I've been doing this crafting, scrapbooking for a living for probably 22 years now. And it has been, if I don't know who's been around for that long with me, remembers me from back in creating keepsakes magazines and all that. I've been doing it for a long time, and I still do it because I love it. And if you're out there and you just hang out with me because you're like, oh, it's something to do on Friday, and instead of watching Netflix, I'm hanging out on YouTube, find something to pick up and start doing. You don't have to do traditional. Not everybody wants to do double page layouts for the space, but maybe when my new collection comes out, the 49 in Market, this one, the album, it has laser die cuts in it. Like, should I grab? Can I show you? I'm going to show you a peek. Let me find the album, and I'm going to show you a page that comes in the album. So this might be the one that doing a 6x8 size is fun. So I'm walking away. I'm going to show you a peek. So I haven't made an album yet, but if I can find it, I don't know where I put anything. So that's always a problem. Vicky, where did you put the album? Because I cleaned up. Do you know how that is? Is it like that in your house? I cleaned up. So now I got to figure out, where did you put it? I have like 4 of them, so you'd think. Just give me a second. Give me a second. There's got to be one somewhere. Okay, friends. I don't know where I put it. See, I got you all excited to just disappoint you because I don't know where I put them. I've been cleaning up, so my room currently has stuff everywhere. It's everywhere. So I got you excited for nothing. Oh, maybe in here? No, that's other stuff. I can't share it, but I will. But take my words for it. Take my word for it. There are die cuts in this album. And the album, I thought I had one. I don't know where I put it. The album is like this thick. It's like this thick. And it will be releasing on the 9th. You are going to see peaks of it at the trade show. There'll be peaks of it. I'm prepping it all this weekend, but I'm going to start this week sharing little sneak peeks all week on my social media. So be ready for it. But I'm telling you, when this pre-sale comes up for this class, don't wait. When it shows up in your stores, because you're going to want to buy extra of it, don't wait. Don't wait, because I think this is going to sell out really fast. And people are really excited about this release. And the stores that buy 49 and Market, because Janine is kind of freaking awesome, are very, very dedicated shoppers. So I feel like, because it was a first release, like, how much do you order? What's the interest going to be? So she ordered deep, but I think it's going to sell out really fast. So just kind of, should I get it from, well, you can definitely, I'd buy it from both. If you're buying from me, I'm doing a class. So I'm going to be using most of it. But all of our Friday Night Lives and all the rest of it is that's most people will buy the kit from me, but will still shop at their favorite, because I'm always encourage you to support your independence. So even if you're going in and buying something, pieces from them, you'll want extra paper for sure, because I'm not really doing any of the open stock. I won't really be, it just be the paper pad and such. So keep that in mind. But you know, I have to do the classes. It's how I support myself. These hours that I put into product design, the only way I get paid in my return is by doing the class portion. Otherwise, I couldn't be doing this as a full-time job for the little bit of that we get, the piece that designers generally get from these releases, because it just is the way that it works. And then I have built up my following that do my classes. But like I said, you're going to see tons of stuff out there that the stores are going to be making stuff. I just feel like it's like when my first year with American Crafts, I feel like this is going to be one of those things that you're going to see a lot of stuff done with the next collections. And Christmas is beautiful. When that one comes out, I'm telling you, the Christmas collection is stunning. And now we're working on the fall one. And it's going to probably, the fall collection's probably going to be my favorite collection in years. The whole concept I have for it, it's going to be good. So make sure you're signed up for the newsletter. I will give you a heads up when that happens. Kits will probably ship at the end of April and into May, and then the class will be a weekend event. I have not planned it, but it will take place in June. It's going to be June. It has to be. And then, like I said, I'll show you a peek of this. I haven't talked a lot about this because, like I said, it just all makes me nervous with the cut and paste, okay? Cut and paste makes me nervous until I have it in my hands. But I'm really hoping it happens because it's beautiful. This collection is so pretty. So I will plan on doing layouts and a tag flip book with this one if it happens. Like I said, I don't know until it's in my hand. I don't trust. And I don't know exactly which SKUs are going to come out. But seriously, like I don't know if they made this or not. The stamp set, I don't even know if it went into production or not. So some of the pieces I have, I don't know. And it all changed. This whole collection's different. But it is very pretty. We put so much work into this. We worked on this like over a year ago. This work was done a year ago. But look, it's a whole thing of titles. It's very fun, but I'm not doing a walkthrough of this or anything until I know it's shipped. Because at this point they tell me it's happening, but I have a little bit, what do you call that? Buyer's, or I'm nervous, right? It makes me nervous until I have it. So it was supposed to be at Scrapfest. If you're joining me for Scrapfest, I am not teaching with this because it's not in the warehouse. It didn't arrive. They said it was going to be here in February, but they've had issues, right? So you will not be disappointed. My classes are beautiful for Scrapfest, but it's going to be using my new collection and some other product from 49 and Market. You're still going to be making 10 layouts, 5 double pages, and it's really pretty. But to give you an idea, cut and paste, super pretty. Look at that. It's very pretty. But like I said, don't know yet. So watch for that. If it happens, there will also be a class using this. There'll be a class using this too. It just won't be an album class because there's no album with it. And I thought, we'll do something different. Let's do like a really fun clusters of a tag book and then layouts. So if this happens, that will come. But right now that's up in the air. So just watch for it. Watch for it, right? Yeah, if it doesn't, I'll still share everything that we made with it because it is a really beautiful collection. Super proud of it. Half the stuff we made didn't even get into production. So we'll see what happens, right? But yeah, Scrapfest, I don't have the samples, but I did post a peek, and I'm going to post the peek on Vicky Booten Creative Community page. It's very pretty. It's very pretty, but it's not using this one because, like I said, for as much as you guys are disappointed, I can't even tell you. Think hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of work go into all of this, and if it doesn't happen, there's no return on that. I don't get paid for anything until this stuff goes for sale. So last year I worked for free a lot. So it will be good. It will be good if it comes out. If you want to join me for the weekend events, I would love to have you. Can you buy your stuff from your favorite stores and online and still join? Yes, there will be access only as well. You know, I'm all for this community. We all have to lift each other up. So I 100% support all of you retailers out there. I love you guys and everything that you do to keep this industry going. And then I do my classes so I can keep doing all this stuff, because you have to think this whole month of going live for, what is it, 6 hours a week, but it was all for free. I try to do stuff that I give back, and then I still try to do stuff that is class-based that I can get paid, so I can keep doing this as a full-time job, right? So I hope you've enjoyed this whole mixed media March, which it kind of was, mixed media March. And like I said, this is the start of it. We're going to be adding on to this. We're going to start layering. We're going to show how to use, like, pick a technique, and then I can turn it into a layout. It's going to be good. So thank you as always. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I will see you when I can see you. It's kind of, right now, it's up in the air, but we're for sure going to be doing International Scrapbook Day. We'll do that Saturday all day long, starting with gel plate. I'll give you some different options, but really I'm going to tell you, go to Michael's, use your coupon, and get yourself an 8x10 gel plate. You will not regret it. I'm telling you, with a couple easy steps so that you can have get great results, and stencils. Those are the two things. But you can use we can go to the dollar store. You can go to the dollar store and get things that'll make impressions on your gel plate. It's so good. So we'll be doing that and then building off of that, because I love that. It's going to be a progressive International Scrapbook Day. And I will be doing sneak peeks of my new collection with 49 and Market. That is going to be out there for everyone on the 9th of April, but there will be sneak peeks prior to that, and I'll be at the trade show showing you. And sign up for the newsletter and stuff that's coming. There's so much coming. It's just one Vicky, and sometimes I feel like it's 3/4 of a Vicky, right? 3/4 of a Vicky. So thank you. I'll share my finished stuff in a video flip through. And keep sharing what you're making, because I really love to see how all of this inspired you. Some of the art you make, it's just a whole different way of looking at it, and you inspire me too. So I'm not the other one. Is a craft sticky matte the same as a gel plate? No. And only 2 brands I would buy. Are you ready? This is important. Let me show you. Which drawer? This is all if you're buying them, okay? Do not buy the ink ball, whatever, not that one. Only Jelly Art or Gel Press. Jelly Art or Gel Press. This is all I would be buying. Don't mess around with any of the other ones. These I use all the time, love both of them, tried and true. And if you're gonna, the size I would start with is an 8x10, because you can use 8.5x11 paper. So that's what I'd say. 8x10, because you can use 8.5x11 paper. I have all of the sizes. I have all of them, because it is, like I said, my favorite thing, that once you learn the basics of it, you would use that thing all the time. So I love it. I do have a 12x12, but like I said, it's 8x10. 8x10 is a great thing to use. So have a wonderful weekend, friends. Thank you. Do not forget, if you haven't already, thumbs up, right? It costs you nothing, but it certainly helps our friends find us so we can build this community. And if you haven't already, make sure that you're subscribed so when I do go live or have anything planned that you don't miss it. So, oh, and if you haven't already started, it's great to save these into your, what is that called, Natalie? I just forgot the name of it. Playlists. So you can start a playlist, and then if you want to reference something, even if it's like how to unclog my drain, you can start a playlist for all of the around your house stuff, because sometimes you find a great YouTube video, you go back to find it and you can't find it again. So playlists are where it's at. Again, thank you everybody, and we'll see you later. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.